if you guys are new to the channel, in case you're not aware, I put out this book last fall, The Unplugged Alpha. It is the title of the playlist as well. It is something you should read if you have not read it. Helps a lot of guys. Could have helped this guy, Jake. I covered in chapter 1 and in chapter 14 items that are relevant to what happened, and it's important, guys. Like, I want you to listen up. Some guys are like, well, I don't want to hear it. It should be covered. Let's just kind of move on from it. Okay, I get it, but you need to understand the severity of feeding your mind with shit, man. It's like, I go and put diesel fuel in a McLaren 720, the engine's going to blow up. Okay, you feed yourself, your mind, your body, your cars, your boats, your toys with crap. They are not going to work properly. And I'm going to show you what happened here with this guy. I mean, I had to do a lot of digging on this, and it's unfortunate, but I think this lesson's important and it needs to be talked about. So I just want you to hear this kid's position, and you'll understand the buildup on this and why this happened. So pay attention here.
No, I can't. I'm so beaten down and defeated by life. That drive that I once had, that's gone now. I try, and I always keep trying. But it's like, I'm at the point now where it's like, why do I even bother? Like, for what? I'm still in the same house, same situation, same position. Everything's still the same. For the most part, it's just been me against the world. It's just been me fighting an uphill battle with a big rock on my back, while I'm seeing that don't deserve half of anything. Now,
all right, so I'm just going to pause it there for a sec, because he just made an interesting point that I think we got to talk about for a second. He said, MFers that don't deserve half of what I deserve. Now, I've written an extensive list of everything that you guys deserve. I have. I've worked very hard at this list. It's very long and comprehensive, and I'd like you to look at it right now. Are you ready? This is what you're entitled to. Nothing. You're a man. You're entitled to nothing in this world. You need to work for it. I'm going to keep saying it. You're not entitled to a damn thing if you're a man. If you're a woman, if you're a child, if you're a dog, you're protected. Don't worry. Everybody loves you. It doesn't matter what you do. But if you're a man, you need to earn it. Nobody's going to hand anything to you. His belief system, the mindset he's approaching life from, it's broken from the get-go. I'm just going to back it up a little bit and continue to play so you can hear the rest of that.
Uphill battle with a big rock on my back, while I'm seeing that don't deserve half of anything. Now, they're getting a free ride to the top. The whole premise of the movies is that, everything's rigged against you. There's no hope for humanity. We're on the brink of extinction.
And then this is where he goes AWOL, starting to talk about thinking he's a Terminator and blah, bitty, blah, blah. All right. So from the get-go, the problem with a lot of guys today is they've been bubble wrapped, and they start from a disadvantage. They start from a belief that because they got a participation trophy for showing up at track and field all throughout elementary school and high school and playing in extracurricular sports, baseball, soccer, everybody gets a trophy and a ribbon now, right? There's no first place, second place, and, it's just y'all get ribbons. We don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. That's the world we live in today. Participation trophies contribute to problems like this. And I've said this many times, and I'm going to continue to repeat it. I'm telling you guys, if you have children that are playing sports and there's no clear winner or loser at the end of the competitive cycle, they're in the wrong sport. Find another league, find another something where there's a clear winner and a loser. Losers don't lose. They need to learn. Winners can celebrate. Okay. Set that aside. So this is a kid from the participation trophy generation. We have, let me see here, a few articles that I pulled up. Let's go to his father. Because, I mean, the first thing that I ask is, where was this kid's father? He was not in the house. He was not part of his life at the time. And he was raised by a single mother for the most part. So we've got an article here. It looks like They spent some time in the Shetland Islands. Father was a violent thug jailed for attack. Okay. Dude was a fisherman. He's got 2 older siblings. This kid, Jake, Joe, and Josh. They moved to Plymouth. And there's a few other things here about some of his peppered history, working on fishing boats, getting thrown off a bus. He was in jail for a while. Sources say that his father was estranged for being a violent person with a lengthy criminal record. And mom in Scotland, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we can skip through that. And here we go. 2014, this guy got in a big scrap on a scallop fishing boat. This is his father, by the way. So, I mean, like, realistically, it seems like for the last 10 or 12 years, his old man didn't really play much of a role in the kid's upbringing. And fathers are really important. Like, by a wide margin, and I've covered this in my book, and I've covered this in other conversation topics, by a wide margin, kids that are raised in single parent, single mother households do far worse than children from a 2-parent household. Whenever a guy says to me, hey, Rich, I want to get a surrogate and have a child with a surrogate, and I'm going to pay her, and I'm going to contract her, and then I'm going to get a Filipino nanny to raise that kid. I always tell them the same thing. It's a bad idea, man. Kids need a mother and a father around. They get the strong masculine virtues from the dad. They get the softer, tender stuff, from the mommy. The dad's a lot more important as the kid gets older, because as they transition from child to adulthood, super important to have both parents around still. But I think the dad is critically important at that point, because they can teach them critical skills, like how to deal with rejection when girls don't respond to you favorably, stuff like that. Anyway, so scalloper, blah, blah, blah. There was another link down over here in this article. Here it is. Girl 16 said, now this is him over here. He's not in terrible shape. He's not in great shape. He's kind of a husky guy. He needs a haircut. He needed a little bit of like a few style recommendations, if you will. But apparently he was trying to impose himself about a week before this incident on a girl because he felt he was entitled to, where is it here? In a comment on Reddit, by the way, is cancer, guys. Stay away from that crap. Am I not entitled to my, and I'm not going to read the rest of it because it's YouTube, but he starts right away from the position, I'm entitled. Why am I am entitled to get this out of life. You get the point that I'm making here, yeah? This here is another article I came across with family ties to it. This is a sister, attractive girl. This is the guy here, the sister. This is his other brother, an older brother, handsome dude, not an unattractive family, right? Like, this guy had potential. He really did have potential if he cleaned himself up, lost the weight, got a proper haircut, some style in his beard, some style in the clothing. And I believe, what was his employment? He was working a job. He was basically working a just over broke position. Was it mentioned in this article? I can't find it now, but he was found in, I think this is the father and daughter that was taken out as well. But he was found in some of the photography wearing those stripy, work vests. Don't know what he did. Apparently there was not a lot of commentary on that. It looks like the employer wanted to stay out of the picture. All right, so we got the entitlement part. There's some family stuff over here. The family's, of course, devastated. Family's a good-looking family. He had the potential to do something more. This is the most recent article that I came across, so I wanted to get the most up-to-date stuff here. Now, interestingly enough, they're not framing this as toxic masculinity. They're framing this more from the perspective of now incel / black pill. Okay, we're going to get to that second part in just one second. Incel's a word that gets thrown around a lot. I mean, you say anything that shines a light on the true nature between men and women and what drives arousal and attraction. Usually what you'll get is women coming at you calling you an incel or something like that, right? Okay, fine. Doesn't bother me. Guys like this, it seemed to bother though, right? Zero respect, bitter and jealous. What are some of the other sound bites? He wasn't pleased with women, obviously. There's some sound bites here around them being entitled and arrogant beyond belief. And of course, you know, when he made his advances towards that younger girl, she was 16, he's 23. That's way too much of a spread at that age, in my view. But anyway, you know, he's trying to impose himself and like he's entitled to something. And then he gets pissed off because he calls him, what do you call him? Arrogant? Beyond belief, yeah. Where's the points here in this? Plymouth left 6, inquiries continue. Incel subreddit. Stay away from Reddit, guys. It's cancer. It's honestly, it's a place. Why would you go to a place on the internet where people dispense advice when you cannot evaluate the source of the advice? I've said this many times. Always consider the source. You get some random, you know, Alpha Wolf 420 telling you, you know, how to live your life. You don't know what they're doing for a living. You don't know what kind of money they got. You don't even know if they interact. You don't even know if they're fit or if they're fat. Why would you take the advice of some random on a Reddit? Stay off Reddit, man. It is, just stay away from it. Any of these, like, and this kid, you know, he goes there, dives down this rabbit hole of nihilism and hopelessness, and you're not going to be able to succeed in life because of insert all of the reasons why you're a loser. Like I've said, the loser content on the internet is out there. It's out on YouTube. It's out on web pages. This kid goes to an exit forum for incels designed to help men looking for a way out. He suggested his toxic views had permanently corrupted him. He says, I personally don't think once you live this life, you can really ever change the damage done. I personally believe my scars and damage will follow me forever, he stated. It also appears to blame the incel black pill philosophy for his state of increasing hopelessness in the period before the embarked on the killing spree, blah, blah, blah. Black pill's a fatalist outlook. This is him again with the bad haircut and beard. Incel movements promoted. Now, the media twists this way out of proportion. They start going on about how it's all got to do with stuff that's not even related to the problem. The real question that should have been asked here is, where was the old man? What kind of role did he play in this kid's life? You know, what was going on in the guy's household? And why did he have these entitlement issues? And why did he not know how to deal with rejection? And finally, why did he not know what women are actually attracted to, what women actually respond to, right? He didn't. He just didn't. Tax. I think that was it for this article here. Now, there was an interesting cast that John from Modern Life Dating did on Saturday after the Rule Zero. You can go to his channel. It's number 58. And he pinned a comment at the top, which I want to read to you guys. I'll go larger screen here so you can see it. Just zoom in here a little bit more. Yeah, you should be able to see that now. Okay, so this guy who John pinned towards the top, he said, former black pillar here. I wasn't deep into the culture. But I stumbled upon it and started consuming content like Better Bachelor, in brackets Joker, and Sandman. It was cathartic because it was a way to vent my frustration and know that others felt the same way. In other words, I wasn't crazy or the only one, but it got old really quick. I'm naturally an optimistic person, and the constant negativity and nihilism were eating away at my soul. No solutions were offered. Okay. What do we do when we are talking together on Rule Zero? What do I do when I'm talking on my channel in videos? What did I do in my book when I put all the information together for you guys? I presented you with solutions to the problem. Anybody that's selling you a problem wants to sell you misery. It's loser talk. It is not going to help you. It is not going to help you level up in life. It is content that you must avoid as a man. You must avoid it. You must ensure that anybody around you that consumes it does their best to avoid it. I'm going to keep reading what he's saying over here. There we go, full screen. Blue pill program, feeling frustrated, angry, and resentful towards women. Sound familiar with what this Jake guy had experienced with the experiences that he had posted online? A borderline actual misogynist, he put in brackets there. While still trying to be nice in the hope that I might find the one. Even though the cracks in that particular belief were becoming too obvious to ignore, then I started consuming. Oh, sorry, I missed this point over here with no solutions offered. I remember finishing one of Joker's videos and thinking, that's it. I'm screwed. I don't have a chance. What's the point? Now, I'm not going to blame Joker or the Better Bachelor channel for stuff like this. But I will say this. He doesn't offer solutions. He's reading articles and basically saying, see, there you go. That's it. And then you do with it what you want. I think that if you're a guy talking to other men about problems in men's lives, you need to be offering solutions to them. And this guy over here, Daniel Earl, that was the same conclusion that I came to at some point. I think it was Aaron Cleary that sent me a video one time, and he goes, I was binge watching this Joker guy, and you got to check it out. I watched a few videos, and I thought, oh, okay, that's interesting. It's kind of like MGTOW light, like whatever. But I basically got to the same conclusion. Like, what's the point? Like, where are the solutions? Anyway, at the time, he got deeply entrenched, feeling frustrated, angry. Cracks, ignore. Then I started consuming stuff from Entrepreneurs and Cars and The Rational Male. There was a stark difference. Shocking, right? I actually started learning about female nature rather than being confused by it, and actual solutions were proposed. Thanks to guys like John, Rollo, Rich, and Ryan, I'm actually improving my life, starting to earn more, look better, learning game, and I actually got laid. And a retrospective I have of my black pill phase is that I felt entitled. What did this kid say? He was entitled to a girl. He was entitled to half the stuff that the other guys were complaining that, were getting, that he felt entitled to get. You hear that word entitled a lot in that space, right? They feel entitled and didn't want to shoulder the burden of performance that all men must face. I wanted it to be easy. Any doomers who don't like it can get bent. There you have it, guys. Go get bent.